Hey, hi, hello ladies, how's it going? Hope you're doing good, hope you're doing well. Today, I'm doing okay, I suppose, because we have updates in the Brady Ebert situation. Good news, he's no longer facing 30 years in prison. Bad news, he's now facing life in prison. We were waiting for today, May 1st, for this hearing, and Brady got hit with even more charges. So today, we're gonna go into all the updates about what's going on with Brady Ebert, the former guitar player for Turnstile. But before we do, I'm going to remind you who I am. My name is Dan Frampton, all one word, the O's a zero, and I'm the internet's most ruthless gatekeeper. You might be thinking, that sounds like a really important job, and you'd be right. It is the most important job here on the internet. And I had a whole video planned for you guys today that I've scrapped because this is taking precedence. This is so much more important than whatever the hell else I was about to talk about. If you're new to this story, I have so many videos about it. I covered the entire timeline. There are videos about every little screenshot that you see here on screen. But today, I don't want to go through it thoroughly. It's all there if you want. Brady Ebert was the former guitar player of Turnstile, and the thing that he was arrested for was running over the singer of Turnstile's dad. 79-year-old father, by the way. So if you haven't been following this story, I definitely recommend going back and watching all of those videos. It will really catch you up and give you all the context as to why we're here today. But here we are, May 1st, we finally got the hearing that we were waiting for, and he was slapped with even more charges. His original charges were attempted second-degree murder and first-degree assault, and things have gotten even more dire, even more serious for Brady Ebert. So we're gonna go over to the Baltimore Banner for this reporting. You got Brady Ebert's mugshot over here, and it says, ex-Turnstile guitarist faces potential life sentence after incident. I was super shocked when I saw this today, but when I'm thinking about the severity of the crime, I'm thinking, yeah, life in prison seems appropriate for what he did. What he did is he showed up to Brendan Yates' dad's house earlier on in the day, started shouting obscenities, being mean, being aggressive, harassing him. Brady left, but then he came back to the premises a little bit later, and it's here where Brendan Yates' dad started throwing rocks at Brady's car. And I think that that's a totally reasonable reaction to somebody who's showing up to your property to harass you. No, go away. I'm gonna throw a rock at you here real quick. But apparently Brady didn't like rocks being thrown at him, so what did he do? He used the only weapon that he had access to in that moment, and that was his car. In this guy's feeble little drug addict brain, he was like, what is a reasonable response to getting rocks thrown at me? I'm gonna run over this elderly gentleman. So he hit Brendan's dad with the car, and Brendan's dad suffered a bunch of injuries. Primarily, a bone started sticking out of his leg. And when you're a 79-year-old guy and this kind of traumatic thing happens to you, the healing process on that might actually be for the rest of his life. How the fuck in your mind do you think hitting a 79-year-old guy is a reasonable reaction to him throwing rocks at you because you were swearing at him? What? Anyway, we're gonna read the report. Brady Ebert, a founding guitarist of the Baltimore hardcore band Turnstile, is facing a new charge that could lead to life in prison after detectives allege he intentionally hit the lead singer's father with a car and left him with severe injury. For all Brady knew, he left him for dead, and it was premeditated because he was there, he left, and he came back. And it was intentional because he did it and then justified it in court, saying it was purely self-defense. That proves you intended to do it. Man, this fucking guy. A Montgomery court grand jury on Thursday indicted Ebert on an upgraded charge of attempted first-degree murder. It was premeditated, it was planned, and then it was executed. You had it in your mind, Brady Ebert, to hurt this guy. I have no idea why I'm addressing this to Brady Ebert. This guy will never breathe free air again in his life. Jumping back into the article over here, he previously had been facing charges including attempted second-degree murder, which carries a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. His attorney, Andy Alpert, could not immediately be reached on Friday for comment. Friday is today, the day of his hearing. Ebert, 33, of Silver Spring, has proclaimed his innocence, telling a district court commissioner that surveillance video will exonerate him. I don't know if that's true, man. Oh, man. What the video will show is you showing up to his house, Brady, harassing him, leaving, coming back, and then having rocks thrown at you for doing that. And I think any judge, I think any jury, I think any agent of the court is going to be able to tell that that was a reasonable reaction to your insane behavior. In that leaked audio that I showed you guys in one of these videos a little while ago, Brady Ebert's high-pitched, squeaky voice is all like, "No, I'm innocent. It's purely self-defense," he said. Self-defense. Old man with rocks in one hand, 33-year-old drug addict in a car on the other hand. How the hell does this make sense to this guy? And apparently, he's set to appear in court again on May 8th for a scheduling conference. Whatever the hell that means. This guy, I'm sorry, Brady Ebert, but you will not be breathing the same air as us free people out here anymore, and you don't deserve it. In addition to the attempted first-degree murder, Ebert is charged with attempted second-degree murder, first-degree assault, and 2 counts of second-degree assault. And he's still being held without bail. So that is so many charges that are being stacked on top of this guy that there's no way he's gonna dodge every single one of them. And there's the potential that he might catch every one of them too. He's being charged with attempted first-degree and second-degree murder. One of those is gonna stick. He's either gonna get 30 years in prison or life in prison. But honestly, there's not much else to this story right now. There are no more updates to it other than the fact that this guy has the entire book being thrown at him, and I'm so happy to see it. What do you think is fair punishment for a former, jaded, disgruntled former ex-employee? This does not look good for him, and to be honest, my opinion is that I want this guy to get the rest of his life in jail. You can't be out there running over 79-year-old men, running over 79-year-old anybody's, leaving bones sticking out of their legs and then just squealing off. I think it's going to be pretty easy to prove not only did you attempt it, but it was premeditated, that you thought to do it, and that you acted out a plan, because you came back and did it, Brady Ebert. I have no idea, again, why I'm addressing Brady Ebert. There's no way he's watching this video. He'll never have access to YouTube another day in his life. Fucking loser. Holy shit, dude. But before we get out of here, I'm going to remind you about my comic book. The digital version's only going to be available for another month until I set up maybe a potential second separate digital storefront store. It's just I can't really afford to keep Big Cartel running like this. You got to pay $15 a month in order to host it. And I'm not selling $15 worth of fucking comic books a month. So it's not really financially feasible right now. People aren't really buying this comic book in droves, unfortunately, which sucks because it is only $1. So I had to shut down the store because people are not buying my comic book. But maybe one day I'll be able to set up another digital storefront. But for now, there's one more month until Big Cartel closes down. I'm just not making enough sales. Just is what it is. The interest is not there and people are not buying the comic book. That is what it is. I am a little disappointed, not gonna lie. I really want to keep the storefront going, but I guess $1 is too much to ask for a comic book. Sorry, I'm getting tilted. I don't mean it. I know it's very hard out there right now. Personally, I probably couldn't spend $1 on a comic book. So I understand if you haven't plunked down the $1 it takes to read my comic book. Maybe this doesn't look interesting to you. That's fine. I get that. But I do want to say thank you to everybody that bought the physical version and everybody, all 9 of you, that bought the digital version. You guys are amazing. But unfortunately, the storefront will be shutting down very, very soon. Okay, I'm leaving now. Goodbye.